All right, we are live. I think. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Beastly Thoughts Show. Episode, what was it? All right, 130?
We are
crap,
live.
I forgot already, too. 140,
I think.
that's what it is. Yeah.
All right, episode 140. We got a lot to talk about today. We got For Honor. We both played the beta of For Honor. I want to talk a lot about that today. We got a lot of gaming news. We got other stuff that we've been playing. So let's just jump right into it. Robbie, you've been playing For Honor, the beta of For Honor. The beta that comes out, what, is it 2 weeks before the actual game ships? That's really stretching the beta.
Yeah, is this really a beta, or is this more of play this and see, buy the game so you'll like it? Right,
yeah.
Totally. Yeah, it's promotional.
So this game is pretty cool, right? For Honor, the beta it starts out, it's all multiplayer, right? There is no single player component. There's a little bit of a training mode, and it's got 3 multiplayer components. It's got a 1v1, where you battle other players or AI in a 1v1 setting. It's got a 2v2, which is similar to the 1v1, except it's 2v2. And then it's got it's not called Domination. What's it called?
Oh, Dominion.
Dominion,
Yeah,
where it's
mode.
4v4, but also adds in armies, almost like mobs in a MOBA, where you have 3 points that you need to capture, an A, a B, and a C point. The A and the C flags are kind of just areas that you have to occupy, but the B is a place where your armies go and do battle, so you actually have to clear the enemy army out so that you can get your army in there to take over the point. Meanwhile, there's 4 enemy players or enemy AI who have equal abilities to you, trying to obviously do the same thing. So what do you think? What do you think of For Honor so far?
I've played about, I'd say maybe 5 hours the beta. I've dived into Dominion, done some 1v1 duels, and I really like the game a lot. I think the best part about it is when you're one-on-one against another person, the combat system is really well done. I like the way you block in the game. I like how you can dodge out of the way, and it's all about timing. Absolutely. This game is so much about timing your attacks, dodging attacks, blocking, getting that strike in one by one. Because if you get way too, you're just swinging your sword like crazy, you're going to run out of stamina as well. And so you kind of have to back off and run away, and you kind of retreat behind your army when you're playing Dominion. I really like that aspect of it, and I think it's super cool how they handled that.
The game controls oddly, I thought. I downloaded this game on the PC, the beta on the PC. And at first I was just mouse and keyboard in it, and I was learning how to play, and it's like a finger twister, man, because it's like, not you got the WASD to move around, but then you got in every direction at least 2 more keys. Like,
what?
Oh man, it's like every key anywhere near the WASD keys are ready to go. So I'm like, let me try it with a controller. I'm not quite.
Her controller is the way to go.
Not quite that mouse and keyboard adept. So on the control scheme is a little different than what you might be used to from other third-person combat games. You actually have this block mechanic. And stances. So you take a stance, either like a top-down kind of striking stance, a right-to-left striking stance, or a left-to-right striking stance, and your opponent is doing the same thing. And if you are in the right-to-left blocking stance, then you also block on your right. If you're in the left-to-right, then you block to your left, and obviously on the top you do the same thing. So when your opponent attacks, you got to make sure you push the right stick in the right direction to make sure you're blocking in the right place. Otherwise, you'll take massive damage. You still take a little damage even if you block it. But it kind of sets up this really cool fighting game mechanic where you're constantly parrying your opponent, you're blocking, you're trying to strike from a direction that he's not blocking in. And then you also have this kind of shove technique that lowers his guard. You can throw your enemy, depending on the character. It's like a different
throw him off the map, too.
That's you can throw him off the map. That is very fun.
Yeah.
And you can even, if you time your heavy attack right when he's swinging his sword, you actually kind of parry him, and it opens him up to a counterattack. So it's... For a third-person action game, it feels like a really in-depth combat system, which at first I found myself very difficult. Very difficult. Because it's not like anything else I've played, and I was just concentrating on, okay, where's this attack coming from? But as I played it more, and I played it about as much as you did, about 5 hours, I start getting used to it. I start winning my 1v1s. I start winning, these battles, and it started feeling really good and really deep, and it struck me as something that I was going to really have fun with long haul.
I agree.
Like, it's going to expand. As I get better at it, there's going to be more strategy that kind of comes into it. And I'm hoping at least that's how it turns out.
Yeah, this game is such a team-based game, too. I think with you and Beastly, we're going to have a ball playing this, man. If we're all getting this, I'm absolutely buying this game. Like, I do definitely like it a lot. And
with Dominion,
sure,
with Dominion in particular, I don't like playing player versus player without people on my team.
That's brutal, because people will gang up on you. You can have 3-4 people attacking you at the same time on one point. It's hard.
Yeah, even if
you run away.
Even if you're playing a team, like if you're solo queuing and you're playing against even a couple of guys who are communicating, they're gonna run as a pack and they're gonna attack you as a pack, and it's very very difficult to defend yourself against two guys, because what they'll do is they'll come at you and they'll spread out so they're on either side of you, so it's very difficult to block two incoming attacks. It's very very difficult to win a 2v1.
You just gotta run out of there and heal back. Yeah.
It looks like chat is broken today, which is kind of a bummer.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I'm bummed out about it. But yeah, I mean, it seems like it's going to be a deep game. I've got major concerns about the netcode, though. Have you seen, like, enemies just, like, rubber banding around and, like...
A little bit, not so much, but again, I feel like I haven't played enough to really experience that. But I have noticed it somewhat, yeah.
A couple of times I found that players on my team, like, we'd start running, and we'd be right next to each other, and then he'd just disappear. And I'd look around for him, and he'd be like 40 yards away. He was never actually running with me.
I've had that. Yeah.
He was going in a different direction. The code of the game just decided to kind of push him in that direction. And another really bad experience of it was I was mid-fight, and there's this cool mechanic. If you kill a guy with a heavy attack, your like sword or your axe like sticks into the guy, and like you get this like really cool animation, like, and then you like rip it out, and like the guy's dying, and you can do.
Oh, the death animations are sick.
It's
They're
really cool. Well, I was in that animation, and like as I had the big guy with the big axe, and as my guy was about to pull the axe out, the person just disappeared, and then he was attacking me from behind.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is that, man? You're dead. I killed you. I saw it.
And he's back from the dead. Wow.
I was really mad about that one. So it is a peer-to-peer connection. It's not, it's on PC. It's not a server-based game. It's peer-to-peer, which is kind of a bummer because this is a timing-based combat system. It's all about timing. It's like,
I feel like the connection has to be good, too, right? For that kind of thing. Like, it has to be on point.
Yeah, and obviously, this is a beta. It's a closed beta too. It's not even an open beta, so you're not going to have like this mass of people playing it.
Yeah.
But I saw a lot of yellow bars. I saw a lot of red bars. It shows you the connection quality in like a green, yellow, red kind of way. I saw a ton of red bars, and I was seeing some bad connections, so I'm not happy about that. And I'd also like to see some single player. I have no idea what the single player is going to be. I'm got a sneaking suspicion it's going to be like, I don't know anything about this game, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I got a sneaking suspicion it's going to be kind of like Titanfall, where the single player and the multiplayer are kind of mixed together, and they just reuse the multiplayer assets in the single player.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the combat's going to be like exactly the same. It's just fighting AI. We'll see what the story's like too, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that there's like levels of progression, like you do like levels. It's not just like they don't just dump you into a multiplayer map and say beat these guys and you get a cutscene afterward.
Right?
Like, I'm hoping it's a real single player campaign, but we'll have to see. I'm excited for it. I'm gonna buy it. I think the beta was fun enough for me to buy it.
Yeah, my verdict on For Honor right now is I know I like the game. I don't really need to play much more of it, and I'm definitely going to buy it if you guys get it and if people are playing it. If not, I might not buy it if I don't have people to play it with, because, that dueling is fun, but Dominion might be frustrating playing
Dominion
on your own,
is rough if you're not playing with a team.
Yeah.
Um, what else have you been playing?
Not too much else. Been kind of messing around in Fallout 4 a little more because I'm really enjoying that game with mods. You can really just fix everything, and it's fun. I love Fallout, so it's been fun to jump into that. That's been about it for the most part.
Has there been any news on Fallout 4 about the VR stuff coming?
I don't know. I think they said summer this year for.
Oh, really? It's that long away?
Yeah.
And then it's not coming to PSVR, right?
No, it's just 5 for right now.
Man, it's a rough market right now for like which VR headset to buy. Like the PlayStation VR is great because it's the cheapest one.
Yep.
And not only in the actual headset, but the fact that you have to have a PlayStation, not a PC, to run it.
Yeah, the cost's way easier.
But if you decide to step up to the PC, which I'm really thinking about doing, like the Vive and the Oculus with the touch controllers are both $800. Yeah. And they got exclusives. It's almost like an Xbox PS4 type of thing. There are some, multi-platform games, but there's also exclusives. So it's like, well, which one do you get? I really want to play Super Hot on VR, which points me into the Oculus. But I really want to play Fallout 4 in VR, which points me to the Vive,
Another one, too. Resident Evil 7 is only on PSVR, not Oculus or HTC.
Yeah, I played all the way through Resident Evil in VR, and I got to say, it's honestly one of the best experiences I've ever had, like, in a video game. It was stupendous. Like,
really?
Yeah, it was the first time I played a VR game that was like a full game, like a full experience, as opposed to a tech demo or a shooting gallery or something like that.
Yep.
Playing through that game, and I don't like horror games that much, but I've always liked Resident Evil. There's always been a campiness to Resident Evil that I always enjoyed. It's almost like old 80s horror where the bad guys are bad and they're scary, but they're also kind of funny. Like Freddy is kind of funny. Those old 80s movies that kind of had a bit of camp and a little bit of humor to them.
Totally.
That I always enjoy. And Resident Evil 7 definitely has that. The Baker family that are like the bad guys in this game are hilarious.
They're wacky, man. Yeah.
Like at one point, I was fighting the lady and she called me a shitcock.
She did? Yeah. I don't remember seeing that part, but wow.
Oh my God. There's like the main father of the family. He's funny, man. Like the whole welcome to the family and like the whole, like, he's got like I don't know how to explain it, man. It's a really enjoyable game, and playing it in VR, you're just so immersed. The jump scares are really scary though. Like,
I bet.
Stuff happens like up in your face. There's a point at which somebody's like waving a knife around in your face and then goes in to actually cut your face. And it's like you really want to back up and like get out the way. Like it really feels like somebody's waving a knife around your face. It's great, and it's also scary, but it's the best experience I've had in VR. It's the best Resident Evil game I've played since Resident Evil 4. Even though it feels more like Resident Evil 1 or 2. Yeah. But it's in first person. I absolutely... Have you played it yet?
No, I'm bummed out because I ordered it online. It still hasn't gotten here. I'm really bummed.
Really Amazon or something?
Through GameStop is being delivered, which I wish I would have just gone to pick it up in store now, but oh well. Yeah. So yeah, I can't wait to play it though. Everything about it just looks so awesome.
It's very fun. Did you get the PC version or the PlayStation version?
PlayStation.
Yeah. I will say this is a lot of people were asking me. I have the PlayStation Pro, and the PlayStation Pro is here in my office. The PSVR is hooked up to the PlayStation Pro. A lot of people were asking me, is there a difference with the VR headset between the PlayStation and the PlayStation Pro? So just as an experiment, I decided to grab the other PlayStation that's set on my living room, set it up, and there was a fairly significant difference. The stuff out in the distance, it wasn't like rendered as well on the older PlayStation, and the stuff right up in your face, it wasn't as detailed on the older PlayStation. So there was a pretty significant difference on the PlayStation Pro with the VR headset. So
yeah,
it's really the first time I can say that, like, yeah, there's a pretty big difference between the Pro and the base.
Yeah. So not even with PlayStation VR, just in general, you can notice a difference. Just the
Oh,
base
I haven't
game.
played the game at all actually without VR on. I've only been able to play it in VR. I couldn't tell you without. I didn't even think to check. The game is a VR game in my world.
Oh, totally. Yeah, if I had PSVR, that's the way to go.
Yeah, it is really fun. I really enjoy that game. Anything else you've been playing, or you want to jump into news?
Overwatch. I've been playing a ton of still.
Nice. Yeah. What do you? Who's your main now?
Oh man, I love the tank characters. I love Diva. I love Reinhardt and Winston. Like I really like those characters. Soldier 76 is. I know he's kind of the stereotypical FPS guy. That's kind of why I like him though. He's fun to play and he's just very good.
I often will kind of when I jump in because I don't play that game a lot, but when I do play, I want to have some success. And Soldier 76 is like that shooter guy, and it's just like he feels the most comfortable for me. If I'm going to play for 4 hours, I'll start as him and I'll move on to other characters. But if I'm only going to play for like 20 minutes, I'll just jump in and play as him. And he's a fun character to use. He can heal himself.
He's got aimbot as an ult. Like, come on.
Yeah. He does. He's literally got an aimbot.
They're totally making fun of Call of Duty. Like, I love that they did that, though. It's awesome.
So are you playing it with friends? Are you playing it solo? Like, are you playing the competitive side? Are you playing the quick matches? What are you doing?
100% playing with friends. That's who got me back into it, and I'm loving the game. Like it's just so much better playing Overwatch with friends than just alone. Because this is one of the games I think that has the most emphasis on playing with a team. You know, it's just it's so much better. Like randoms in that game are horrible. They're really bad. So yeah,
that's what they're saying about us too. Why did he go that way?
What is this guy doing? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm loving the game though, man. I can't even believe it's just been this long now, and I'm really getting into it. And like the Year of the Rooster event just started, so there's a new mode. There's Capture the Flag, which I think works really well. It's a lot of fun. Although it gets really annoying when people just camp the base and spawn Bastion turrets and Torbjorn's turrets and stuff. That gets frustrating. That's annoying, but other than that, it's pretty good. So
yeah, it's a fun game and it's beautiful too. I ended up I play it on PC when I play it, and I ended up turning down like every graphical setting on it just to get it to run faster and faster and faster.
Yeah,
because the faster I could get it to run, it seems the better my aim is, which is a tip that I picked up from a YouTube video that I didn't know. Is this actually going to work? And it does. It actually does work.
Yeah, frame rate over visuals in especially a competitive game. You want to have higher frame rate always.
Yeah. All right. News.
For sure. I mean, we were talking about Resident Evil. You want to get into that?
Yeah, sure.
All right, this is important. I think I brought this up with you a couple days ago when you were streaming that Resident Evil 7's first two DLC packs, the banned footage Volume 1 and 2, hit PS4 literally tomorrow and then February 14th, respectively. They will come to Xbox One and PC next month on February 21st.
So is the one that's coming out, are they VR?
Yes, there is VR support. I believe there's a mode, though, that doesn't support VR. Like, there's separate kind of chapters and stuff, so it's kind of weird.
Doesn't it seem weird that they come out so soon after the game's released?
That's why, yeah, I don't get this, because this literally, the first content pack is coming out a week after the game. Like, it's its own separate storyline, which is bizarre to me. And I hate to say it, I think this is cut content, because why would they release it a week after, you know?
Cut content created specifically to be DLC.
Yeah.
What's really, it's a matter of, split hairs as far as I'm concerned. It's weird though that you can buy a season pass for $30, right? And each one of these DLC packs costs 20, am I right?
15 or 20, yeah, something like that.
So, I mean, it sucks that it's so fast. I mean, I'm not even done with my second playthrough yet. I want to play it again on the harder difficulty.
I haven't even played the game yet, and DLC's coming out. So.
But I much would have rather seen them wait a month or two or three, to 1 month would have been fine. Like maybe they do one of these tapes once a month. That'd be fun. I
agree. That would be cool, and that would give you a reason to come back to, other than just a week after the game comes out, because you're probably still playing it. You might be. So
most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird to me. I mean, I'm glad that there's more content coming to it. I hope that it's VR compatible because frankly, my main draw to this game is the fact that it's like the best VR experience I've ever had, and like I really want to keep going with that. And if they allow me to, I will.
Yeah, some of it, I believe some of it is VR and some of it's not. I couldn't tell you which is and which is not, but I remember reading that there were a couple things that said will not work with PSVR, so that's important to know.
Yeah. That's weird. That's weird. Is there any plan for DLC past February?
Yeah, there's the banned footage volume 1 and 2, and then there's going to be another like big expansion, like an actual storyline expansion that's just not an episode or two. Like these aren't even really, expanding the story. They're like little episodes.
Yeah, they're like the VR tapes that you see in the game, or the videotapes you find in the game.
Yeah.
But then there's something else coming February, but then is that it? Is it?
No, there's going to be one more big content drop. There's free DLC in the spring as well. There is going to be a free extra chapter.
Oh, cool. Yeah. All right, great. I'm glad to hear that because I'd love to see this keep getting supported. Yeah,
and then in the fall sometime there is going to be one more last expansion, which will be cool.
Myers is saying Ethan Must Die and Jack's 55th birthday is not for VR.
Ethan
Must Die, I heard, is going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I can tell you're not happy that this is coming out so early. Definitely, I'm getting that cut content kind of thing. That vibe from you.
I mean, we've seen this before, right? Like, this is more common than it used to be, and it's what it is, right? Like, they're a business. They have to make money. So that's the bottom line.
Let's be clear. They are developing DLC as the game goes on, right?
Of course.
And if somebody has an idea in the studio, what would be great is if we did like this little side story. Oh, well, that wouldn't really fit with the main story, but why don't we save it for DLC? Or why don't we start developing it now and it'll be our first DLC?
Comes out a week after the game.
They know they want to sell DLC. I know, that's too fast. That's too fast.
It is.
Wait a month. Wait just a month. Yeah.
I
agree
with you totally. It is too fast.
Yeah. But that being said, I'm definitely playing it.
That being said, I want to get it too.
Yeah.
I'm so torn though because I don't like this business practice at all. It's frustrating, but
I don't know. It's not important enough for me to not buy it. It is my game of the year.
Wow.
I mean, I've played one new game this year.
That's a little early to say that, but still, that you're positive about it. Hey.
But so far, I can honestly say this is the best new game I've played in 2017.
This is the best game, but it's the only one. Yeah.
It's also the worst game I've played in 2017.
It's also the one that makes you shit your pants the most.
Yeah. Yeah. As much as I shit my pants during this game, I also laughed. There's a lot of funny stuff happening in this game.
Oh, can't wait.
All right. What's up next? Oh, wasn't there something else about Resident Evil? Oh, the Vive stuff. A lot of people who have VR headsets for PC are pissed off that there seems to be a 1-year exclusive on the PSVR. So if you want to play VR on PC, looks like you're going to have to wait a whole year.
A whole year?
Yeah.
The DLC is only exclusive for a month. That's wow.
Yeah, the VR, it looks like, and PlayStation and Capcom aren't talking, but it looks like it's going to be about a year.
Wow.
To get VR over to the Vive or Oculus. Yeah, that sucks.
Sounds like with Destiny, how they have timed DLC for a year. That's
2 years.
Significant. 2 years now, yeah. That's right.
Xbox still doesn't have the year 2 exclusives.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
All right, more DLC. The final Dark Souls 3 expansion, titled The Ring City, will be released on PS4, Xbox One, and PC on March 28th, 2017. People love their Dark Souls, man, and I sure do too.
For sure. So that's almost a year, or is that more than a year after the release of the original game?
It's exactly pretty much a year after the release.
That came out in March?
3 came out late March, early April. So this is like literally exactly a year. Yeah.
And this is the third DLC for that game? Or second?
Second. Yeah. Second.
The first one didn't go over real well, right?
Ashes of Ariandel? I heard it was okay. I don't think people liked it as much as the main game, but hey, it's Dark Souls.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I hope From Software still does another Souls type game. Like we've talked about how they're done with Dark Souls as a series, but I'm sure they'll do like a Bloodborne 2. I think that's still probably going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think
I can't
Sony
see them
is
not doing
really interested in seeing that happen.
Oh,
That was
absolutely.
a huge exclusive for Sony.
That was big for them, yeah.
And at the right time, too. That thing came out when there was just like nothing coming out, too.
Yeah, early 2015. Yeah, they had a good launch, and then they were good to go. But yeah. All right, next bit of news. The next Star Wars film, Episode 8, is officially titled The Last Jedi and will be released on December 15th, 2017. Now, there's a lot of speculation going on with this title. Who is The Last Jedi? Is it Rey? Is it Kylo Ren? Who is it? You don't know? He just shrugs his shoulders. I don't know. I could.
Wouldn't it be Luke Skywalker? Isn't he the last Jedi?
Technically, yes, but is Rey technically a Jedi? Like, I don't think
Not
she
just
is.
she gets trained, right? It's not like something you're born with. It's like
It's an academy, yeah. Like they train Jedis, so that's why.
Yeah. It's like you can't just decide to be a doctor. Somebody has to like award you the certificate.
Personally, I think this has something to do with Kylo Ren because he already is a part of the Force, and so that makes me think that it could be him because he's someone turned good.
He's not a Jedi; he's a Sith.
Well, he was kind of a Jedi at one point, but yeah, I mean it's confusing. I don't know, but it's Star Wars, man. Can't wait to see what happens, and especially what they do after Carrie Fisher's death. That's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, they better do something.
How they fix that?
Yeah. Have you seen the GIF going around where they show what's the name of the big bad guy above Kylo Ren in the new Star Wars?
Oh,
Darth. Is it Sidious? Snoke.
Yeah.
Stoke. Toke.
Snoke. Did you say Stoke? It's Snoke. It's
Snoke.
Darth Snoke.
So he's got like that big gash in his forehead. It looks like caved in.
Yeah.
The GIF is that stormtrooper in episode 4 that hits his head.
Yeah.
In the beginning, that's like the GIF is.
Yep.
That was Darth Snoke. I love that GIF. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, I love Star Wars, so can't wait.
Yeah, this should be fun. I still haven't seen the last one, the one that came out this year or last year.
Rogue One?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I thought you were going to see it in theaters.
Yeah, I think it's still in theaters, so I don't think we missed it. But the goal was to take the whole family to see it, and I just never got a chance.
Life happens.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Next bit of news we got. This is exciting. This is about Project Scorpio. So let's get into it. Digital Foundry has released new information this week regarding the specs of Xbox Project Scorpio, revealing that the console will have around 4.5 times the power of the current Xbox One, and it will indeed have a 6 teraflop GPU. Scorpio will use a checkerboard rendering in most games to hit 4K resolution, similar to how the PS4 Pro, but it will be much closer to a native 4K. What do you think of all that?
Man, I'm having trouble caring.
All these P's and these resolutions and
it's not that I'm happy that there's going to be more powerful consoles, right? The problem is Microsoft's complete lack of exclusives that I care about means that most of the games that I want to play on an Xbox, I can either buy like in their cross-play and just play them on PC, or play on a PlayStation Pro that I already have.
What do they even have this year, too? Like, they have Sea of Thieves, they have Crackdown. That's about it, right? Like, they don't have much.
Sea of Thieves looks cool.
It does, but that's what I'm saying. They have, like, 2 or 3
That's coming out on PC, though, too, right? Is Sea of Thieves?
All of them, yeah. No, every Microsoft exclusive is Xbox One and PC.
So if I have a PC, why do I want an Xbox?
I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things we don't know about Project Scorpio, right? Like, they really have been quiet about it. Very quiet. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure E3 will blow the doors
E3.
off. So.
Yeah, it'll be E3 when we'll get, like, we'll find out what this thing's going to look like. We'll find out, all the details, right? But Microsoft has really underwhelmed me since the release of Xbox One. And can't say that I'm real hyped to get another one.
Yeah, it does feel kind of soon, doesn't it? Like it's just a quicker turnaround, and it's like, this generation, but it's like it's backwards compatible with your old system and all the old games, and it's like, okay, it's just coming out soon.
Well, I mean, with PlayStation though, like it's the same kind of deal as it was really quick after the original one. It's not even that more powerful. It's more powerful. That
feels more half-assed than this does, though. This feels
like. But at least they have a reason for me to keep in the PlayStation universe, right? In their ecosystem is by releasing all these exclusive games. There's a reason for me to, stay current with the PlayStation hardware. I want the best. I want the best experience when I'm playing the next Uncharted game, or Last of Us 2, or
Horizon
Zero Dawn.
Detroit.
Yeah, like you just can list off all these exclusives.
Days Gone. Yeah.
I can't do that for Xbox. So for the stuff that is exclusive, especially if it's going to be cross-play, I don't really see a reason to buy another Xbox.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I gotta admit, like, I'm already saving up for this thing. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna get it. I mean, we're still gonna. It's a wait and see, right? Like, we're excited about this, but there's a lot we don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the price, especially.
Yeah, and how big of a difference is it really going to be? Like, again, could I hold out a year or two and then buy this? Probably. So we'll have to see. It's totally up in the air.
It is cool. I know Beastly, if Beastly were here, he'd strongly disagree with me. But I think it's cool that you can buy, and you can, if you don't decide to buy the Xbox Scorpio, you can still play all the new games on your Xbox One.
Yeah.
And then when you buy an Xbox Scorpio, you'll see the benefits of the Scorpio. I think eventually they will drop the Xbox One, just like PlayStation will drop the base PlayStation. Like, it just won't. They won't be SKUs anymore, and then 2 years later, new games won't be developed with those in mind.
Totally, you're absolutely right on that.
But I do think it's cool. I like this. I like the way they're kind of taking these steps, because they don't leave old games behind anymore.
Yeah. I really like that too, because it's kind of a different approach, right? Whereas Sony has made it very clear the PS4 Pro is a part of this generation, like it's just a continuation, it's optional, it's not going to replace the current PS4. The Xbox Scorpio, obviously at some point, the original Xbox One is going to get phased out, right? Because this is their next generation system. Like at some point, a couple years, they will phase that thing out. PS4, they're going to release a PS5. We know that's going to happen in a couple years, like almost certainly.
But even then, if it's x86 based, it might just be a matter of putting a number on the side of the box, because it still could be compatible with PS4 games.
Yeah, I hear you.
Right? I mean, if the architecture is the same, it's just more powerful. It's basically the difference of having a new computer with a 1080 in it, or an old computer with a 780 in it.
Right. I hope the Scorpio is more powerful than a 780, though. That's a little weak.
Well, the Xbox One isn't.
That's true.
I don't think the Xbox One will be as powerful as a 1080.
The Scorpio?
Yeah.
No, it definitely won't be. No, absolutely not.
And the 1080 struggles to game at 4K at 60 frames per second. So.
Yeah. Very true.
I don't know. I'm interested. I'm almost more interested in just like watching this happen than I am in actually purchasing the console.
Oh yeah, like how is Microsoft going to show this thing off? Yeah, 100%. Like price is huge. Just why do I need this thing? It's like when Sony tried to sell us in the PS4 Pro, which they didn't do a great job at, I didn't think. But Microsoft's going to have to learn from that and do a lot better, I think, definitely, to sell this thing.
Yeah, I'm sure hopefully they've learned from Sony's mistakes in this area. But again, it's just the exclusives. Xbox doesn't have the exclusives right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. They canceled Scalebound. They just keep canceling these games too. It's man. Yeah, they're in a tough spot. I mean, we'll have to see.
For sure.
All right, continuing on. This is more about Project Scorpio. We can kind of briefly go through this, but creator of Ori and the Blind Forest, Thomas Mailer, says the Xbox Scorpio isn't just a half-assed upgrade, which the PS4 Pro kind of is, but a full-blown next-gen machine that's just backwards compatible to your current library. So we pretty much covered that, I mean, I definitely think he's probably right on that.
We'll see what happens. It's also about the software implementation of it. if the games come out and they are, the same game, like if it looks like the same game just running at higher resolutions, then it doesn't matter what the hardware is. It's in player. Well, I can play GTA 5 on my current Xbox One. Why do I need an Xbox Scorpio?
Right.
Or I can play Call of Duty on my current Xbox One. Why do I need a Scorpio? Like, part of it is getting the developers to put it in the effort to show that there is a difference and a reason to get it. You know? And that's, I think, one of the failings of PS4 Pro is it's very difficult to see the difference between a Pro version and a PS4 version.
And how is that exciting to developers? It's not anything.
It's a lot of extra work for developers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of extra work. And they're not interested in doing Sony's job for them, and they're not going to be interested in doing Microsoft's job for them.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, totally. All right, I guess we've covered that. Next up, Bethesda has announced this week that Prey will be released worldwide for PS4, Xbox One, and PC on May 5th, 2017, so right before E3. This is soon. I was surprised to hear this.
This is the first time we've gotten a release date for them?
Yeah, for Prey.
Did you play the old Prey, the one that came out with the Xbox 360 a long time ago?
No, I've never played it. I'd definitely like to, though.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't an awful game. It had some cool stuff to it. I'm looking forward to this. I kind of dig what I've seen of it so far. You interested?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember when they announced it in that reveal trailer, I was getting like serious Half-Life vibes just with the aliens and the pipe wrench, and I was like, oh, wow. And then I was surprised it was Prey. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Hey, yeah, getting kind of excited, but...
Yeah, this is one I think they ought to do like a beta demo on, because
you think so? Yeah.
This thing's been in development for 10 years. This is one of those games, right? It's like it's in that category with Duke Nukem and
it's switched developers as well and been restarted. So
right. So I think if they've got a solid product, they need to put out, even if it's like a 10-minute single player demo showing off like the first 10 minutes of the first level.
Get people to know about it, right? Get people to play it.
Yeah, because it's a little concerning to me. I'm not buying this day one. I can tell you that much, because I want to see if it's any good before I put my $60 down.
Yeah, agree. I mean, that's very smart to go about. It's a game that's been restarted before. It's been in development a long time. Reviews are going to be so important for me on this one too. Mm-hmm. It looks good though. It really does look good, and I'm looking forward to it. All right. And our last bit of news for today, former PS4 exclusive Ace Combat 7 is now also headed to PC and Xbox One. Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't know that. Ace Combat, huh?
Yeah.
That's surprising. Who develops Ace Combat?
I searched it up a little while ago. It's an internal studio in Capcom. I couldn't bring up a Wikipedia about them or anything. Yeah, it's Capcom.
Oh, okay. No kidding.
It's one of their internals, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always associated Ace Combat with a PlayStation. That's good, though, as far as I'm concerned. Capcom, this is going to be another VR game, which a lot of the VR community is pretty excited about. I know people hate when I talk about VR because I talk about it with this Halo,
it's hard, right? When you've never tried VR, people are skeptical of it.
There's such a huge initial buy-in to get it that it's very hard. And then once you get it, there's not that much content for it. It's like buying a HD TV like way back when, or a 4K TV a couple years ago. It's like, yeah, I'm telling you, this is really fucking cool, but no, you shouldn't get one yet.
Totally, yeah. Just because
there's not enough content.
Yeah.
But this is the reason this game is on my radar is because it's one of the big VR games that's coming soon. It's a full-fledged title that's going to support VR. I wonder if it'll support VR on the PC and Xbox Scorpio. Are there still rumors going around that the Xbox Scorpio is going to use Oculus Rift?
Yeah, last we heard, I mean, right, they haven't confirmed anything about that, so I'd have to assume. I'd have to say so. As far as we know, yeah, it's still probably Oculus they're teaming up with, right? Because they have Xbox One controllers bundled in with the Oculus Rift. I think it makes sense.
Do we have a release date?
For Scorpio? No.
No, not for Scorpio. For Ace Combat.
No, it's just 2017.
Just
I don't even know if it's summer or what it is. Yeah.
I mean, they're announcing platforms at this point. I mean, that's a good thing. I'm glad more people getting to play a game is great. I've never played an Ace Combat game. Have you ever played one?
No, me neither. But this is like a really cool thing for VR, like this and like first-person games and horror games. This is one of those ones that just seems like it's made for it.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna spike up my hair. I'm gonna put a volleyball on my desk. I'm gonna play Highway to Thunderdome. Just the entire time I'm playing Highway to the Danger Zone. That's it. The whole time. Fucking just call me Iceman or Maverick. Call me Maverick. You lost that love and feeling, Robbie.
Lost.
And now it's gone. Gone. I'm excited, man. I really am. Any VR experience at this point, I'm pretty excited for. So.
Oh, totally.
Even though this is part of a series that I've never partaken in before, now that it's in VR, it just has me excited because I'm just excited to get into VR experiences. And, flying a jet fighter in dogfights, and it's more arcadey than simmy as far as I know about the series, should be a lot of fun. It's not like Elite Dangerous where I'm just going to be flying for 4 hours in a straight line.
Pretty much. Yeah. 100%. No, it looks cool. Yeah, I hope they do it right. Man, there's a lot of games coming out this year. There really, really is, though. There's so much.
This is going to be a good year, man. February and March are like... I mean, even January was pretty good.
Yeah.
We got Resident Evil. In January and February, we're getting For Honor. Then we're getting Event
Horizon.
Not Event Horizon. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yep.
And then we're getting the Switch and Zelda.
And then Mass Effect. Yeah.
Like, shit, man. I got, my games are scheduled.
Yeah, there's some other stuff, too. There's Neo in the early February. There was something else, too.
People love Neo, right?
March.
Neo's the one that's like a cross between Ninja Gaiden and Dark Souls, right?
Yeah. It's Dark Souls set in feudal Japan, basically. It looks
That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's an exciting year. And the fact that there's so much stuff coming out now, I think developers are finally learning that we don't have to put all our games out for holidays because we're shooting ourselves in the foot.
Right.
Spread them out throughout the year so they have their own time to breathe.
Yeah, and even in summertime, people have more time off generally. So, just release them.
Yeah. So I've been doing a little bit of thinking about Destiny 2. You want to hear what I'm thinking?
Yeah, right, absolutely.
Let me ask you, are you excited for Destiny 2?
Hell yes.
All right. If Destiny 2 comes out this year, do you think there's going to be a demo? Remember there was that demo for Destiny?
Like a beta? Oh, yeah. I think 100% they'll do a beta. Yeah.
Yeah? Because they did one for Destiny, right? And that's what got me hooked on the game. I think that's what got you hooked on the game too, right?
Yeah, because if you remember E3 2014, they had the alpha.
The alpha. I'm sorry. The alpha is actually what hooked me on the game.
Me too, yeah.
Remember we played it. We were playing it with Justin, and we were playing it with Not Too Nerdy.
Beastly.
That was a lot of fun. That was like the first time I'd ever really given the game a look. I'm wondering if they will do it. I know that they're gonna. If the game is coming out in 2017, I know that they're gonna show it off at E3. I wonder if they'll do like and here's an alpha that you can play today. Like
I think 100% that week they'll say here's an alpha or a beta, whatever it is. Like play it today. They want to get absolutely everyone around this game. I can't see them not doing that. They'll totally be beta.
All right. Well, if you said it's gonna happen, Robbie, it's happening.
It's fucking happening. Garrett, mark my words.
I think this is our second episode in a row where we didn't talk about dicks like at all.
You brought it up. Shit, quick dick joke. How's that Cox internet doing for you, Briar? How are Cox holding up?
No, I'm saying that I think we're maturing as a podcast. No, not buying it.
Define mature. It's hard to say.
All right. We got anything else we want to talk about?
Man, I don't know. I mean, we could kind of chat about Destiny 2 more. I feel like I had more I wanted to say around that.
Yeah?
I'm wondering when they're going to announce it, too. Because,
I think it's
right,
going to be E3.
I think before E3. Because I think they announced Call of Duty, like late April, early May.
Stop banging on the desk.
Sorry. I know, it's bad. I'm thinking March. I feel like March, around there, March, April, will be when they announce Destiny 2. I think they'll come out before Call of Duty.
So there's an earnings call, an Activision earnings call. I think it's like February 9th or February 12th or something like that. That people expect to Activision. I expect Activision to actually say, okay, 2017 is coming out in 2017.
Yeah.
I think that's the only mention of it we're going to get until E3.
Totally, yeah. No, they'll be quiet till E3. And then they'll just blow the doors off, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then all summer long, they'll be doing like live streams and here's a look at the multiplayer. Here's a look at, the patrols. Here's a look at whatever the social space is going to be.
Here's how the world's built. Here's how the quest system works.
And then by the time it comes out, we'll be fucking sick of it and we won't want to play it anyway.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to hear like a leak or two. I just want him to confirm it's coming out in 2017 though.
I totally do too. Yeah.
That I'm scared that it's not. I really am. I'm legitimately scared that it's not coming out in 2017.
Knowing Activision though, and we've also seen, right, like there have been multiple teams added onto the project though, because High Moon's added on.
Yep, Vicarious Visions.
I can't remember. Vicarious. Yep. Yeah, they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people working on this. So they have 500 plus employees at Bungie, plus 200 at High Moon, and another 200 at Vicarious. There's no way
Vicarious is hiring right now for positions to work on Destiny.
Yeah, they have so many people on this game. I can't imagine it not coming out this year. So I'm actually confident it will. I think it will.
All right. Well, if you think it's coming out, then I think it's coming out.
You want to place a bet?
Don't disappoint me, Robbie.
Okay.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. You see how angry I get at Skype?
You have to mute the microphone to get so
I do.
Yeah.
So we started the show today, or we got on the Skype call today, and it was like after me fucking with Skype for 10 minutes before I even called Robbie. Like that's how long I've just been messing with Skype, just trying to get it working. And then I couldn't get the camera working. Usually what you see right now is a bunch of black space, and I don't like that. I like to fill up all the available space, right?
Yeah.
But Skype takes control of your camera. And in my case, I have to digitally zoom in my camera so that I appear bigger, right? Instead of just being a little guy in the bottom of the webcam. But Skype says, no, fuck that. We don't care what you want. We're going to do what we want.
Fuck you.
And
we don't care.
So, like, sometimes if I restart Skype, it'll reset it and I can manually adjust it. And sometimes I got to restart the computer. But today, nothing was working. Skype just wants to do what it wants to do. Yeah.
Can I reenact the way you were when I joined the call, too? I just want to do that quick.
All right, So by the time I started the call with Robbie, Robbie's now going to do an impression.
Yeah. So, Briar calls me. Hey, Briar, how's it going?
Fucking Skype is thing's fucking broken. Garbage. I hate Skype.
Is everything okay?
No, this piece of shit just won't work. I fucking hate Skype. I want to use something else. Why can't they just fix this?
Okay, well, just hang up the call and it's all good. That was basically you just swearing to yourself quietly and just...
I literally muted the mic at one point because I was swearing so
much. Started yelling.
Robbie shouldn't have to listen to this, so I'm like... All right.
Too censored even for this show.
Yeah, and then at one point, because I had to like keep quitting Skype and then starting again and calling you. We'd be on Skype phone call for about 30 seconds, 10 seconds, and I'd have to hang up.
Like a split second, you'd be like, I'm hanging up.
Yeah.
Just see the look on your eyes.
Did we do that like 10 times? And at one point, I call you up, and I'm like singing about how much I hate Skype.
Skype's pile of shit. I wish it would just goddamn work. Yeah, it was something like that. Oh, so funny.
I do miss the old Google Hangout days. The call quality wasn't as good, but it just worked.
You called me like 20 times in a row, and every time I joined, I just see the look of disappointment in your eyes. You're like, just work. And then you just hang up immediately. Call me back. Hang up. Call me back. Oh, it's not working. Call me back. It's funny.
I know it's a Skype issue because I've had multiple cameras and I've had multiple computers. It's just Skype that this happens. Yeah. You know, so, and then we finally get Skype working, or we decide that fuck it, Skype's not going to work. We're just going to move on to the next.
We got Skype working. Yeah.
Skype working. And I'm like, well, here we go. Let's start up OBS and see what's not going to work there. It's a crapshoot that this show even happens every Sunday.
It totally is. It's a shot in the dark that any of this should even work.
Are we going to do Beastly Thoughts? We want to.
Skype lets us in OBS.
I don't know. Theoretically.
What's going to act up today?
You know what I want to talk? Short Bus just reminded me of the podcast showdown that we did on Sunday. I want to talk a little bit about that. So the the other podcast I'm on, the Destiny Community Podcast, teamed up against the podcast that I used to be on, the Planet Destiny Podcast.
Don't get confused now. It's actually very simple.
Every time somebody said, Planet Destiny should be doing this, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do that. And Destiny Community Podcast should be doing this. I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm fucking dumb. I don't know which podcast I'm on.
Which show am I on again?
But it was
Planet
awesome.
Destiny, Briar. That's one you're on.
No, I'm not on Planet Destiny. I used to be on Planet Destiny.
I know. I'm trying to screw with you.
So we got together. We had an awesome event. We had a couple of streamers doing play-by-play, Cherryoni and Typhoon Trav. It was really a fun event. I got to tell you, it was tough, too. I mean, they had some really good players on it. We were down 2-1 going into the final match. We tied it up, and then we went into overtime, and we won it.
Yeah.
It was really fun. But I'll tell you who really won. We raised $18,000 for St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
I heard at one point, yes, someone donated $10,000. Was that correct?
$10,000 donation.
Wow.
You believe that?
That's unreal.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was an awesome event. It was huge to be part of. I really had a blast doing it, too.
The funniest match was probably with the Sword Hilts when you guys were just like, we're going to jump on the middle of the map on the spinny thing, and you just sit there and just watch you. It's like, all right, we're going to jump on B, and then you all just run at once. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah, that was an awesome day. Yeah, the Recef has it in the chat. It was CC Coon 91 who did the $10,000 donation. Unbelievable. Oh. It was really fantastic. It was a fun event, man. And the generosity of the Destiny community never ceases to amaze, you know? It's a great community. So should we wrap this one up? Should we put this one in the can?
I think we're good to go.
Yeah. I miss Beastly, man. Beastly couldn't make it. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show, but Beastly couldn't make it today. He moved into a new house. It turns out that all his outlets were upside down, so he's been spending the entire day flipping the outlets upside right.
Don't think that's what he said.
I fucked up that joke. What I meant to say is he's going to the Home Depot to buy new outlets, and the punchline was supposed to be that you could just flip them upside down. But I fucked it up. But yeah, he moved into a new house, so he's getting all this stuff. He's got a new office, man, which I'm really excited for. He's gonna have his own office, his own like gaming, entertainment man area, which I'm pretty excited for him.
Let me tell you, man caves, having your own setup, your own consoles, your own PC all together, it is awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And like having a place just to get away is pretty nice, you know.
Get away from those crazy kids and that wife and that. It's a tough life.
No, man, I would never want to get away.
He has 5 kids now too. Which one's he gonna sell?
I don't know, man. I hear you get the best money for the little ones, but I would think that I would want a big one that is ready to work, you know? Like, I don't want to train the kid myself. I want a kid who's ready to work, you know?
It's just like,
it's like
a robot.
buying a house. I don't want to buy a house and then have to paint it. I want a house that's ready to move into. You know what I'm saying?
Some high demands.
I don't want a kid that I have to train how to do the stuff. I want the kid to know how to do it right away.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
This lawn ain't gonna mow itself. Just
car isn't gonna just stay clean by itself. Start washing.
For sure. All right, guys. I think that's gonna end it. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys. Take care.